Hello? Okay, I am extremely serious. I swear I can be extremely serious. However, the only side I've shown you guys is me, when I'm feeling a little funky, when I'm feeling a little silly, which is fine, because guess what? That's also a part of me. But today I wanted to explain and kind of talk about who I am in my full capacity, who I can be, who I was, how I got here, and what I'm doing now. I'm assuming that 99% of people who are going to view this video have no idea who I am. So let's begin with a flashback to, I want to say 2015. My first time being introduced to content creation was it was Stacy Plays, specifically her Star Stable series. One thing you're going to find out about me is I used to love horses. Horses were one of my favorite animals. Now you may know them to be cows. Yes, my favorite animals now are cows. I still love horses. They're up there number 2. Okay? But anywho, I was very inspired to play this game because she just made it seem so fun. So I got on and I was like, I really like this game. And that's where my infatuation with horses and soon to be content creation kind of started. I would say a few months later, I was playing on my server and I was in one of the global chats at the time. I think it's global. I forgot. I haven't played the game in like 5 years. I haven't played the game in a long time. I was on global chat and I saw these people that were looking for other people who were into role-playing.
Now before you say pause,
this is a kid's game. Role-playing was, let's pretend we're a different character, okay? And what people would do in Star Stable, they would like pretend to be the horses. There was this glitch in everything that you could do before they added the feature to take off the person and just you are the horse. There was this glitch that people would do and I found out how to do it and I was so proud of myself. You could pretend that you were the horse and you could take the bridle off and everything. And that's how I found out about role playing in Star Stable. I swear there's a point to this. When I found this out, I was like, wait, this is really fun because I had some online friends at the time too. Pretty dangerous for what, like a 9-year-old at the time? Yeah, I know. They were cool, I guess. I never told them my age. I was smart. My mom raised me right. But yeah, we would just like pretend we were like freaking spirit in them and we would just run around the fields and like, oh, what are you going to be? We need 1 mare. We need 1 stallion. We need like that type of stuff. We need 1 person who's going to play as a filly, so bring a pony. I was like, okay, this is really cool. And then what I found out next, I don't remember any of the YouTubers that used to do this, but I was also later inspired by some YouTubers that would make like their own roleplay series on Star Stable. And that was my first YouTube video. I did a little something like that. I unfortunately can't show you because I lost the footage. And I filmed it on this really old, small LG Samsung. Let me give you a broad demonstration of how I filmed these videos. I know we're at a bit of an odd angle, but just work with me here. This is how I filmed my first ever YouTube video at 9 years old. So I would have my laptop. It was an old pink Dell Windows laptop. I'll insert another picture. Had no business to be running a game like Star Stable on that laptop. And of course I experienced a lot of lag. That laptop got me through a lot of games. I'll explain. So I had my phone to record. Imagine this is the pink LG Samsung, very small. It was probably like this small. And I would, this is the laptop right here. This is my phone. I got it like this. I would hit record. Then I would, and then to check if it's recording, I take a break real quick. Okay, good, that's a good angle. Okay, continue. And that's how the Star Stable videos were made. So, yeah, it was an interesting time. I would say I probably made about 3 of those and stopped. So, and you're probably wondering why. Hey, Rachel, why can't you show us those old Star Stable videos? I deleted them. I didn't know of the private feature on YouTube when I was 9 years old. And so instead of doing that to preserve the videos and just keep them to myself, I full-on deleted them. And I do not have that phone anymore. I actually do have the phone, but it's broken and it won't turn back on. I've tried every charger, everything. So it's lost media, it's lost footage. I'm pretty sad about it because that was golden. That was something, that's what made me who I am today. Those Star Stable videos, oh yeah. Yeah. When I was making those Star Stable videos, my handle was Vivian Starlord. No, it had nothing to do with No, it had nothing to do with Galaxy of the Guardians. What? No, it had nothing to do with Guardians of the Galaxy. There we go. I didn't even know what that was at the time. Star Stable had this thing, kind of like, what is it? Wizard 101, where the names are like, the last name is a combination of 2 or 3 names, I think. And I was like, that has a nice ring to it. And you know what's funny? A few years later, I started watching Guardians of the Galaxy and I liked that series, but that's besides the point. Vivian Starlord was the name of my character in Star Stable. Vivian, I don't know where that came from. I'm gonna stop talking about this because clearly I cannot speak clearly. Anyway, now these videos I actually can show you and talk about because they're still up. Now the videos that came next had a little something to do with a game called Minecraft. When I found out about Minecraft, I thought like my frontal lobe had developed early on. I thought I was like going to get accepted into Harvard. Like I felt like it was insane how mature I felt playing Minecraft. I felt like so ahead of my time. I was like, nobody my age knows about this gold mine. Like I'm one of the lucky few. Whole time there's like a billion people playing the same game. Okay, anyway, I specifically remember my first YouTube video of Minecraft being Hypixel Bed Wars with my little brother. We used to really love those, and guess what device I played Minecraft Bed Wars on? Ah, ding ding ding, you guessed it, the pink Dell laptop. And as you can imagine, the gameplay is extremely laggy. I made do with what I could. I made it work. I made it do what it do. Okay? I had to do what I had to do to survive, to keep the bills paid, to keep the roof over my family's head. I did what I had to do. That's all me. Okay? I don't want no judgment. Did you hop on Minecraft Bed Wars? I didn't think so. I treated that like a shift, baby. And I was goated at the game, too. Played a little bit of those. Murder Mystery. I made a Murder Mystery Minecraft video solo. That one was probably more laggy than the Bed Wars one. Roblox. Another game that I used to love so much was Roblox, and decided to make those videos. I would tell you who I was inspired by with the Minecraft and the Roblox videos. Okay, you ready? Afmao. Hey girl. And It's Funny. And the crew. Used to love them. Me and my brother grew up watching their content and just loved playing Minecraft and Roblox because of them so much. And so that's where I got the inspo to make that content. I only made 4 videos pertaining to that topic though. Now mind you, I'm like maybe 11 at the time. So I'm still in school. I'm still pretty busy, right? I'm a busy little elementary pre-middle school student, okay? Then I would say I took about a 2-year break from the YouTube. Let's pull up the stats here just to make sure. 1 second. Yeah, so it was about a 2-year gap, and those videos, those Minecraft and Roblox videos came out in about 2018. So... Oh, I was actually 12 then. Okay, so I was 12. Then, in 2020, still on the line of Roblox, I found out about Bloxburg. You're probably wondering, how the heck did she jump to this? It kind of just happens when you grow up and you develop new interests. Sorry, that was rude. I used to watch a lot of HGTV with my mom. She would always have that channel on, and of course I'm gonna peep in and be like, what's this? And she's like, it's HGTV. You want to sit down and watch with me? And I was like, hell yeah. And so we watched a little bit of that. I started to really like this thing called interior design and flipping houses. I loved that stuff. I was like, well, this is really cool. This is really fun. And so I fell in love with decorating spaces, making my own floor plans. And so that's why I was so excited when I found out about Bloxburg, because unlike The Sims, I didn't have to pay as much money. I had one at Sims at the time too, but it was more money. I think, yeah, now Sims is free, which pisses me off so bad because I spent like how much money on that game when it was around that time? Yeah, my focus was on Bloxburg, and I freaking loved that. My very first Bloxburg speed build that I posted to YouTube was called Cozy Pastel Apartment, and it got 349 views and 27 likes, and those numbers were pretty insane to me. The views were basically double of what my videos when I was 12 used to get, and I was like, wait, this is really interesting. Not only am I doing something that I love, people want to watch it. And so I kept posting videos like that for about a year, I think. By the way, all of this was under the name of Schmellomello. I don't know how the heck I came up with that name. I don't know where it came from. I think I might have been influenced at the time by the DJ Marshmello. And I was like, I like marshmallows. Let me try and pull something from that. I really don't know. I couldn't tell you specifically where Schmellomello came from, but Schmellomello ran all the way through the Roblox and Minecraft videos in 2018 to my Bloxburg speed build videos all the way up until 2021. So Schmellomello was with us for about a good 3 years. She was pretty cool. She was pretty lit. And so I took a break once more from content creation, and I don't know where this came from, but I started watching unboxing videos on Instagram Reels and TikTok. I just kind of got that spark again to start making content on YouTube, but I didn't want it to be under the same alias as Schmellomello. And so we now introduce, in November of 2022, Ray's Honeybee. Listen, again with the name, I don't know. It's like you just kind of start making things up. Like you want to be so creative to the point where it's like nobody will understand. And I didn't even understand. I got so creative to the point where I was like, what does this even mean? It didn't make sense. Anyway, the only connection in that name is my name being Ray, which is my nickname I've kind of given myself and my friends have over the years. But yeah, my first video as Ray's Honeybee was an unboxing video of an iPad. Pretty cool. I posted it to YouTube. This is when I started posting to multiple platforms. I started posting on TikTok, Instagram Reels, and Facebook even. I don't think I started posting on Facebook until like maybe a few months in of me doing this content. This was a very confusing time of my life, actually. And so, you know how I was talking to you about how I can be serious? Yeah, this is probably the serious part. I think at this time, this was what, almost 4 years ago now? So I was 15, I hadn't turned 16 yet. Actually, wait, I was 16, I hadn't turned 17 yet. I was between the ages of 15 to 17. Don't ask why that I do not know why. Anyway, this was, I guess the stage of where you're trying to figure out who you are as a person. And notice how I said I was starting to post on Instagram and TikTok? Yeah, I got social media. So that probably didn't help. And as a teenage girl on social media, you're seeing all these other women and influencers, and you're like, oh, well, maybe I should be more like them. And so I noticed my personality started to shift a lot. I was more introverted. I stopped acting comfortable with who I knew I really was because it didn't fit the narrative that I thought people would want to see in me. And so I started making this like cutesy content, really suppressed energy vibes kind of thing. And there's nothing against this type of content. I can appreciate it. I liked it. I was inspired to make that type of content in the first place. But somewhere along the lines of me making this content, I started to realize this, and I was like, this is not even who I am. And so, as fun as it was to make the unboxing videos and the drink videos, I didn't want to do it anymore. And so, I stopped once again in 2022. Also during this time, I was very depressed and I started having a lot of anxiety attacks. I think this was around the time that I got my first job. That was also another insane thing for me. It was just too many changes at the time for my mind to keep up with. I think by this time I'm not remembering. I think this was freshman year of high school for me. And the personality change had been building up since the start of middle school from this point. So at the time that I started making these YouTube videos, I had already gone through a lot of shifts up here that kind of scarred me. And I still am just a little scarred from it. Middle school was very rough. A very lonely period of my life. High school was no better. I will say senior year was better. The best year I've had in school for a while. And then I graduated. Yippee! But this isn't about that. We can get into more of that stuff in another video. We're talking about the content creation, how I got here. So yeah, this content was like very leaning towards like aesthetics and stuff like that. Gotta make sure all the angles are right. This was also faceless still at the time. I wasn't comfortable showing my face. If you told 2021 Rachel that you would be doing full face content in a few years, she would probably curl into a ball and die. But look at us now. As you can see, I've gone through a lot of changes again, and I feel more like myself now. I feel like all of the things that I went through, the experiences, helped shape who I am now, because now I feel more like my younger self when she was more extroverted and more confident in herself. But also I've taken experiences from when I was going through that very introverted stage through my life and just completely filled with anxiety and depression, which I still have, just not to the full extent at which it was a few years ago, thankfully. I have found some ways to overcome those challenges. Obviously, it didn't just go away. It will never just go away, but it becomes more manageable. And that's all I need. And I feel so good. I feel so good. And so now we are here, and we are in 2026, known as World by Ray. It is not World X Ray. I just want to preface that I feel like a lot of people are going to not know to say that part as by, not X. It's not World X-Ray, it's World by Ray. And the reason, I actually have a reason behind this name now. The first name with a meaning. Wow. It was going to be More by Ray, but I'm doing World by Ray because I think this is like the first time that I can fully accept all parts of me. Like, I don't know. When I was making, like, every time I went through those stages of different types of content creation, I would private the previous videos because it was like, oh, it doesn't fit the aesthetic, or it doesn't fit who I am now. Basically sheltering those previous phases of me and not, appreciating them, which is unfair, which was really unfair to myself, because I would not be here who I am today without having gone through everything that I went through. And so it's basically like when you're looking back at it, it's like a world that I've created of my experiences. And so that's where it comes from. World by Ray. So yeah, a lot of this has taught me more confidence, not to care. I freaking burp and fart in my videos now. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. And that's another thing. I'm never gonna apologize here for being who I am. So basically, that's all. If you're interested to see how this goes, I am too. So maybe subscribe and stick around for the ride. We can find out together. Bye!